What is up everyone, it's Sean here, and today I'm back to review the Nike Air Vapormax Flyknit in the triple black colorway. These released today for a US retail price of $190 and a Canadian retail price of $255. So I grabbed these at the Foot Action store in downtown Toronto. There was a small lineup in the morning, but these were still available later on in the day. So this is a good sign if you are a Vapormax fan and you don't want to deal with sellouts and paying resale prices. The official colorway for this shoe is black, anthracite, and dark gray, but it's just more commonly known as the triple black colorway. This actually marks the third Vapormax shoe that was released in this whole triple black theme. So the first one was the Comme des Garçons collaboration, the second one was a Nike Lab only release, and this third one is the most general release of the three. So taking a closer look at this shoe, at first glance, this shoe just appears to be completely black. But when you take a closer look, you can see that this is absolutely not the case. So starting off with this Flyknit base. So the majority of this shoe is done in a combination of black and anthracite. So anthracite is like a darker shade of gray, and this combination of black and anthracite can be found all along this toe box area. And taking a look at this toe box area, which wraps around both sides of the toe, you can see that it's a bit of a lighter shade compared to the Flyknit on the rest of the upper. So this area right here combines both the black, the anthracite, and the dark gray. So all three combined together gives it a lighter appearance. The Flyknit on the back heel area is predominantly black, and it features this trim of dark gray wrapping around the edge of this collar area. And then there is more additional dark gray found along the collar on the back. Overlaid on top of this Flyknit is this black Nike swoosh found on both sides of the shoe, and overlaid on specific areas where they need additional support is this fused material in this anthracite colorway. So this can be found on this back heel area, wrapping around the lateral side, as well as on the edge of this toe box. And this really strengthens these areas and gives it additional durability. Speaking about the back heel, if you take a quick look, you can see that running up and down the very center of the heel is this one additional strip of fuse. And on this very same fused material is this Vapormax branding. The flywire cables that run across this midfoot area and loop around the laces, these are done in black. And speaking about the laces, these are done in a flat style in a black color, and then they sit atop this black Flyknit tongue, and on the very top of the tongue is done in a combination of black and dark gray, and they feature this Nike Vapormax branding on the very edge. The insoles on these shoes are removable. They're black on one side and white on the other, and they do feature this Vapormax and Nike swoosh branding on the heel. This Flyknit upper sits atop this Vapormax Air unit. So of course this is the most iconic aspect about this shoe. So instead of your traditional model where there is typically foam that encases the air unit, in this case you're basically walking entirely on an air bubble. So this air bubble is actually split into two pieces. So from this portion and up, this is the forefoot air bubble, and then the heel portion is found right here. So unlike the Nike Lab triple black version where the air bubble was basically entirely blacked out, in this case this is a bit more translucent. So if you hold it up against the light, you can see that there is some transparency, and you can kind of see through from one end to the other end of the air bubble. So this is unlike the air bubble on the Nike Lab version, which was a bit more opaque and you couldn't really see through the air bubble. Flipping the shoe to the bottom, we have your standard Vapormax outsole. So we see these air bubbles running up along the forefoot, and then these massive big chambers of air along the heel area as well. And there are these additional TPU nubs that are found directly on the air bubble themselves. And this gives you some additional traction for when you're wearing them on feet. As well, certain areas of the outsole are reinforced, such as along this forefoot area on the sides, as well as on this back heel area right here. So this of course adds additional durability to the shoe. From a sizing standpoint, I'd say that these run pretty much true to size. So I'd compare the fit of these to the Flyknit Racer. So for both this shoe and the Racers, I do go with my true Nike size, which is a 10.5. If you do have wider feet, I would recommend going up a half size, as these are somewhat narrow, especially in this midfoot area right here. But I actually found that trying these on feet, these felt a bit more comfortable and a bit more broken in already than the Pure Platinums did, which was the first Vapormax colorway that I reviewed a few months back. This is not a shoe that you want to buy a half size too big for, as this is supposed to fit really sock-like, and if you do buy a half size too big, they will feel really awkward and really sloppy on feet. So if you can, try them on in store. Otherwise, I'd go with my best bet, which would be true to size, except if you do have wide feet, then once again, half size up. Comfort-wise, you'll hear some mixed opinions about this shoe. So on one end, some people swear by the Vapormax and say that it is the most comfortable Nike shoe out there. And then in the case of some other people, some people say that this shoe actually is painful out of the box, and some people say that the air cushioning setup is kind of awkward. So in the case for me, I'm kind of in between. So I did feel some discomfort around this midfoot area, but after about my 5th or 6th wear, this midfoot area did really stretch out and form well to my feet. So I'd say that after that, these became very comfortable. In the case for this one, I haven't had the chance to wear them in as much. Straight out of the box, as I mentioned earlier, they did feel a bit more loose and not as constricting compared to the first colorway that I bought, but it remains to be seen if there will be discomfort when I wear them for a bit more prolonged periods of time. Because the air cushioning system is set up in 2 separate pieces, so one in the forefoot and one in the back heel, I did notice that there was some clunkiness with the transition going from forefoot to back heel and vice versa. So this is just something that I personally need to get used to. It's not quite as smooth as I would have liked, but I wouldn't say that it made the shoe uncomfortable by any means. So now I'll show you guys how these triple black Vapormaxes look on feet. So that wraps up my review of the Nike Air Vapormax Flyknit in the triple black colorway. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys managed to grab a pair yourself, and if you didn't, is it because you guys don't like this shoe or you're just not a fan of this colorway? If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to give me that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below. And as always, give me a follow on my Instagram as well at SGO8. Until next time, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next review.